good morning to the SQHS staff, administrators, families, and the class of 2019. I'd like to start by thanking my class for choosing me to speak today. Frankly, I was a little surprised I was even chosen to speak. If you attended Whatcom Middle School, you probably remember me saying a quote along the lines of, "Life is just like a screw. Sometimes it's really hard to get around, but every once in a while, you just gotta grab a hammer and bang it in there." So at the time, I thought it was a beautiful quote about life. But since then, I found it was indeed about life, just a different aspect of it. Now, when I first found out I had to speak at graduation, I was told I had around 5 minutes. 5 minutes may not seem like a long time to you, so allow me to put it in perspective. 5 minutes is the amount of time it takes you to copy your friend's AP Bio homework. 5 minutes is actually less than the amount of time that Mr. Bergman spends going on the announcements. 5 minutes is the amount of time that administration thought pondering the idea of adding 30 speed bumps to the parking lot. 5 minutes is the amount of time that Colin Weller spent at Squalicum before transferring to the UW. And finally, 5 minutes is the amount of time you actually spent paying attention in AP Human Geography with Mr. Richardson. Now that I've wasted a good chunk of your time with some satirical exposition, thank you to my English teachers, we can move on. As I speak for the majority here, none of us really know what's going to happen after high school. I don't know about you guys, but back in the days of middle school, I thought I was going to be a professional magician. With many others thinking that every day would be song and dance, just like High School Musical. Nope. Instead, their hopes and dreams were immediately crushed when in the first month of school, we whipped and naysayed to Indiana Jones for a homecoming skit. And it still haunts both Jaden and I. So because of this uncertainty about the future, I decided to talk to my older brother, Justin, about what life was going to be like outside of high school. I told him that there's a lot of things I'm going to miss about high school, like Dow's lectures about how we're all draft horses working so diligently, or Mrs. Latham's giddy optimism, or even Mr. Autumn's obsession with gnomes. Now, my brother is a man of fewer words than I, which truly is not saying much in any way. But he gave me a straight answer about what happens to high school after graduation. He stated that everything that happens in high school will happen again, but to different people. People will make the same mistakes, achieve the same accomplishments, and create the same things. But then he ended it by saying that life just carries on. I took this to heart for a moment and began to think of what he meant by this. In the scope of things, as we transition to college and beyond, the things we created will be replaced. The soccer team will have new players, teachers will come and go, leadership teams will change, and the school will seem like a different school than when we left it. But it is then when I realized that Justin's perception of high school was only partially accurate. While people are replaced as generations move on, our ideas, principles, and actions will remain irreplaceable. Our class will forever be known as the class that expressed, stood up, and fought for our beliefs time and time again. Our class is the class that persevered, even when our skits were so terrible and everyone doubted us, yet we continued to persist. Our class has created a school where every single individual can be involved and has the opportunity to participate and lead by example. And finally, our class can be the ones who solve the world's climate change crisis. It is these great shoes that we created that someone else must fill, and it is these expectations we establish that others must exceed. We are the leaders for tomorrow, and just because we moved on from high school does not mean that high school or even our own lives end. Life does carry on, but it could not carry on if someone or something had not given it the push that it needed. Every single one of us here has left our mark in one way or another on this school, but this will not be the only time we do so. Every day we will be faced with tough decisions, but before we act, we must ask ourselves, what will my monument be, and who will carry on my legacy? Thank you to every individual inside and outside of this room who helped us get here. Congratulations, Squalicum Class of 2019. We did it! now I'd like to introduce the concert choir singing Leon Me / We Shall Overcome.